Hey guys, welcome to Merke Waters. Today I will be doing my Week 14 wrap-up show for the action that happened around the NFL this weekend. There's quite a few really interesting games and I got a lot to talk about, so let's get started. We'll start with a pair of overtime games that happened this weekend, the first of which was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers getting a win at home against the Buffalo Bills. This game really looked like it wasn't going to be close. It looked like Tampa Bay was going to blow them out early. This game was run away by halftime, and then all of a sudden, here come Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills to storm back in the fourth quarter to force overtime. And Buffalo actually got the ball first in overtime, but Tampa Bay was able to stop them. And then Tampa Bay got the ball, and give Tom Brady the ball in overtime more often than not, he's going to win. And funny enough, I was actually hoping for overtime in this game because I had the Tampa Bay Buccaneers -3, and if Buffalo would have missed that field goal, then it would have been a push. And no, 3.5 actually I had, so I would have lost. And then, so I was hoping for the game to go to overtime at that point. And then I was also hoping for Tampa Bay to get a touchdown because then that would clear the bet. And it did. So that was amazing. And it really was just very exciting. And you love to see games that go to overtime, and the entertainment factor is just so much better. And yeah, it was a great game. Tom Brady played great, adding to his MVP case. And the Bucs are now the number 2 seed in the conference. So they've been playing really well, and they might be the best team in the league right now. They're the defending Super Bowl champions, and they're looking like they may even repeat. The second of the two matchups was the San Francisco 49ers getting an overtime win against the Cincinnati Bengals in Cincinnati. This game was a little bit closer throughout the whole game. It did look like the 49ers had control of it for the most part, and Cincinnati was just kind of making some backbreaking mistakes and turning the ball over on special teams and giving the 49ers easy points. But Joe Burrow in that offense just stormed back in the fourth quarter, and he hooked up with Jamar Chase actually for a couple of touchdowns late in the game. Both were amazing catches. I mean, he didn't blow you away with his receiving yards this game, but he had two really big touchdowns, which forced the game to overtime. And they had a chance. They actually scored first in overtime, but then San Francisco got the ball back, and Jimmy G just kept finding George Kittle. And George Kittle just played great. I think George Kittle might have even been the best player around the league this weekend. He had 15 catches for 150 yards. He was unreal. Just on third down, everyone knew that Jimmy G was going to be throwing to him, and yet nobody could stop him. He's blocking, catching, he's clutch. He just played great. Obviously as a Seattle fan, I have my own emotions, but as an analyst, I'm going to give credit where credit is due. And that game was actually won on the walk-off touchdown by Brandon Ayuk, who fought for those extra yards to get across the line, which initially was thought to be short, but after a video review, the refs made the right call, and San Francisco came away with the win. The Chiefs had another blowout win over the Raiders in their division. They dropped 40 on the Raiders in their and holding the Raiders under 20 points in the last two games, this time holding them to 9 points. So I think the margin for the last two games was like a 60-point differential or something crazy like that. Kansas City's played their best football of the year against the Raiders. And like, if you take the Raiders games away from them, their offense really hasn't been playing great. Patrick Mahomes hasn't been playing great. He's been playing good, obviously, but he's really had phenomenal games against the Raiders, which kind of puff up his stats a little bit more than maybe they should be. He has, I think it was 7 touchdowns to no interceptions in the 2 games combined. But however, the Raiders aren't exactly a slouch. They're not as dominant as they were perceived to be earlier in the season, but still quite an exciting team to watch. And Kansas City's defense has really been the story. They might have the second best defense in the conference after the Patriots, of course, who are just dominant. But if the Chiefs defense can keep playing like this, then I think they're going to be a real problem in the playoffs. I think that maybe only the Patriots, maybe not even the Patriots, depending on where that game's played and which Patrick Mahomes decides to show up to that game. However, the Patriots aren't a joke either, so they could very well make it to the Super Bowl. Kansas City can make it to the Super Bowl. I want to say Baltimore, but I'm a little bit tentative on that one. The Chargers are emerging as... I don't think they're going to win the division because I think Kansas City is going to beat them again. They play head-to-head on Thursday this week. Kansas City can basically win that division in that game, so I think that Kansas City is going to come out swinging, and I think that they're going to put the division away. My performances of the week, every week, as you know, I do my Performance of the Week awards, and I give one out for passing, rushing, receiving, and defending, as well as the rookie honors of the week. So we'll start with the passing performance of the week, and it's going to go to A.Rodgers for his 4-touchdown performance on Sunday Night Football against the Chicago Bears. Rodgers dominated in his last game, and he had that kind of iconic "I own you" celebration where he did the championship belt kind of gesture and he was yelling at the Chicago crowd in Chicago. So you had to think that Chicago's pride was kind of on the line in this game, and they did come out swinging. Chicago actually jumped out to a lead, and Green Bay's defense actually helped them get back into the game with a pick six. But then A.Rodgers took over from there, and in the second half, Davante Adams had over 100 yards, and he played amazing, of course. But yeah, A.Rodgers is going to get the passing performance of the week with his 29 of 37 passes for 341 yards, 4 touchdowns to 0 picks. The rushing performance of the week is going to Dalvin Cook for his performance against the Pittsburgh Steelers on the Thursday Night Football game last week. And this was big because this was his first game back after injury, and we weren't sure what Dalvin Cook we were going to get, but he ended up being dominant. He ran all over the Pittsburgh defense. He had whatever he wanted. He even had receptions, and he had the 2 touchdowns and 205 yards, and he was just unbelievable and by far and away the best rushing performance of the week. I have to think that if Jonathan Taylor played, he may have outshone him, but I'm going to give credit where credit's due to Dalvin Cook. Congratulations. And next we have the receiving performance of the week. I spoke a little about it earlier, but G.Kittle blew me away with his performance. 13 catches for 151 yards, 1 touchdown with a long of 21 in an overtime win against the Cincinnati Bengals. And the stats are great, but what you don't see on the stats is the third down catches and the clutch catches. And he was just huge in the blocking, and he played great. I can't say enough about how good G.Kittle played, and he basically is that San Francisco offense. Him and Deebo Samuel, of course, but they're playing great, and San Francisco is for real. The defensive performance of the week came on the Monday night game, and it will go to A.Donald, who wreaked havoc in that Arizona backfield, and he finished the game with 3 sacks, including the game-ending sack on 4th down of Kyler Murray to put the game away. And you can't stop him. It doesn't matter how many guys you put on him. If A.Donald's in the zone, he's going to get to your quarterback, and he's going to sack him 50. He's going to sack him as many times as he wants. Being a Seattle fan, I'm all too familiar with him. He has more sacks of Russell Wilson than anyone else in the league. He's just a nightmare, and he's the best defensive player in the world. He might not win defensive player just because of a recency bias, but he won it last year, and he's got 3, and he will continue to be the dominant force. My rookie performance of the week, there's actually quite a few good performances this week, but I'm going to give it to M.Parsons of the Dallas Cowboys, who finished with 2 sacks, including 1 forced fumble, which ended up leading to a defensive touchdown. He's not only running away with the Defensive Rookie of the Year award, he might even be the Defensive Player of the Year. He's definitely the MVP on that young Dallas Cowboys, both defense and team. They've got studs on defense, and he's leading the way. What a steal that was in the draft when everyone thought that Dallas might pick an O-lineman or go offensive. They take a defensive player, and that's definitely he's the best player that's come out of this draft so far, and it's not even close, both offense and defense, and he's been playing lights out. He's got 12 sacks on the year, which is 7th in the league, but obviously first amongst rookies, and just look for him to continue his dominance in the coming years. thanks for listening. You can watch me again on Saturday morning when I give you my picks for Sunday's games. Actually, I'll have a special because they're Saturday games too. So I will be giving you my picks for this slate of Saturday as well as the Sunday games. So don't forget to listen, and thanks again.